This is one of the most exciting moments all year for weather enthusiasts here in the Midwest. We have a very serious storm system which is developing. It's right now. Hurricane hunters are headed into the system. They're flying into the system, which is right off the coast of Alaska, to get detailed weather information to help meteorologists forecast this storm system better. As of right now, there's been remarkable consistency amongst computer models, tells us the National Weather Service regarding Tuesday's storm system here in the Midwest. Storm track right now is expected to travel right along Interstate 44 in the state of Missouri and Interstate 70 in the state of Illinois. These types of storms traditionally produce 3 to 6 inches of snow here in the Chicago area, with a bullseye of 6 to 12 here in the Midwest. But the truth is, there is no general. There's exceptions all over the place. This storm in particular has a very deep low pressure. It is deep low pressure. It's intense and it's rapidly intensifying. That's what's forecasted to happen. It's stronger than the norm significantly. The threshold of forecasting 12 inches of snow, says AccuWeather, is 29.2 or 29.3. You have a low pressure system of that. You could forecast 12 inches of snow on the backside. There's many other variables, of course, that need to come together as well for that. This system, we're going beyond 29.2 according to both computer models as advertised on windy.com. We might even go down to 28.9 or lower. The Paducah, Kentucky National Weather Service is comparing this to a phenomenal wind event associated with a record-breaking low-pressure storm system last year, March 3rd, 2023. Winds are expected to be really strong, and there's even a possibility of a blizzard here in the Chicago area. There's one very big problem over here. But before we discuss the problem, let's discuss the things which are not problems for our snow lovers. Number one, the storm system is very significant. Storm systems get its energy from contrast in temperatures. The heat ahead of the system, temperatures are going well into the 80s across Texas and other areas as well, as dew points go into the upper 60s. We might even have some dew points hit 70 degrees. So hot and humid air is feeding into the system. An enormous amount of moisture is getting fed into the storm system. The contrast in temperatures is immense. With that being said, however, we do have limitations of the Arctic air with this system, which is not the usual type of winter storm. Nonetheless, precipitation rates are expected to be heavy enough to produce dynamic cooling. The dynamic cooling is expected to overcome any issue we have with the temperatures regarding precipitation type. Most of it here in the Chicago area, most of it will be falling as snow. The surface temperatures are going to be borderline. We're dealing with borderline surface temperatures, probably above freezing in the beginning of the storm, but eventually hitting 32. Two waves come into the area. Again, the first one is Monday night into Tuesday morning. The second one arrives Tuesday afternoon. That's what it's looking like right now. As the storm departs, here's something which is probably the most remarkable thing. The storm departs, and there's not really such significant cold air, which is not the norm again, especially in the month of January. But there is something that happens which is normal, which is an Alberta Clipper develops right behind this system. That's going to be impacting places, especially in the Milwaukee area, places further north up in Wisconsin. Okay, maybe that's about Thursday or so. Then we have another storm system, which meteorologists are not sure what to do with right now. And that one comes in for next weekend. And then there's another system for Sunday night. During the course of these systems, we are forecasted to tap into some very significant Arctic air by the week of January 14th. The week of January 14th, in fact, if you look at the European model, it's probably true with the GFS model as well. Temperatures are forecasted to drop below zero here by Monday morning, the week of January 14th. So the timing this far out could be off, but the general weather pattern, the National Weather Service tells us that outlook from January 12th to January 18th, well below normal temperatures are expected. This is especially true when you head out west into the plains, but it's true for the Chicago area as well. Now, the reason why that's so remarkable is because there's been a Weather One app. I don't know who makes it. They have a lot of news articles on there from Fox, but they have something very unique. They have something called the weekly forecast, and they basically give you the forecast for the week for the next like 12 weeks or so, as if you're forecasting days. So instead of saying 12 days, they'll tell you 12 weeks, but they'll just take the average temperature for the week for a general region and tell you the basics what's going to happen. And basically, most of the weeks is pretty much the same. It will say anywhere from 2 to 4 days of precipitation, rain or snow, temperatures averaging near normal or slightly above normal. But it's been doing that all winter. But for January 14th, the week of January 14th, going all the way back, even before winter started, that week has been designated for the entire time as an extremely cold week and with major snow in the forecast. That's the only week that this was forecasted to happen. And of course, it has not happened yet, but it remains remarkable because right now we do have more accuracy since it is within about 2 weeks away, less than that, maybe 10 days away or so. And that actually is indeed in the computer models, that forecast. So whatever information is responsible for that app making their forecast months ago of the very cold air, January 14th, and that week, it's not doing a bad job because it remains consistent with the forecasts even now. It's a mere 10 days away, and we have forecasted very cold air coming in for next weekend into the week after that. And we do have a southern storm moving through the area again for next weekend, Friday night, possibly Sunday night, something like that. But all eyes right now are forecasted on Tuesdays. They all look at Tuesday's storm. But the thing is, you can't really say all eyes because we have it's a rinky-dink system moving through for tonight and tomorrow, but it's a system nonetheless. And there could be places in Illinois that could see 2 to 3 inches of snow tonight into tomorrow, probably less here in the Chicago area, probably just an inch. It's a minor system. But so there is some focus on that. But after that system, there might be a few snow showers again, Saturday night to early Sunday. But the most exciting part, the racing heart, the most heart-racing experience for a weather enthusiast. It's music to the ears. As a storm system develops in the southern plains, it moves north, it collides with copious amounts of Gulf moisture. There's a trawl that develops, and the precipitation rates are expected to be so heavy it overcomes any lack of cold air that exists is overcome, and the snow starts to fall heavy and wet. And here into the Midwest, it's a super exciting moment. I do think we're going to have a situation where there might be rain to the north and snow to the south in some areas because the precipitation type will be dependent upon the intensity of the precipitation. And if the precipitation's heavier, wherever it's heavier, that's where it will be snowing. When it's lighter, the precipitation might end up falling as rain during light periods. It's definitely a very exciting event, and people stay tuned for the latest details regarding all of this. Snow, everyone enjoy, have fun. The forecasts are a lot of fun as well, and I wish everyone a good Shabbos. We're very close to Shabbos, and maybe we'll have an update on this storm after Shabbos.